There's something special about traditions in the outdoors. When you're young, it might just feel like how things are done. But with age comes wisdom and the realization of how special some trips truly are. This is a story about one of those outdoor traditions. This is endless fields of prime bird habitat. Heaven for the upland hunter. This is Wild Upland.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan.
When I first began my career in the outdoor industry,
Thanks, Blank. What you think, Blank? You like camp, bud?
I would find mentors and friends along every step of the way. Newt and Natalie are two of those friends from the early days. And we've made it a priority to keep the traditions alive that our mentors shared with us.
So Natalie and Newt and I are all around the same age, and we started in the industry, probably 10 years ago now, which kind of ages me. But we were the young guns back then, and we had a bunch of mentors who were all best friends, and so they had us all meet. And ever since then, we try to do a camp or two every year, whether we're hunting antelope or turkeys or pheasants, and we've really made this Nebraska pheasant hunt kind of our little tradition.
It's kind of nice being able to host our own camps. Like, we used to show up at other camps that people had hosted, and it's kind of cool to see the evolution of where we went from the babies who entered the industry in our early 20s to now just knowing the drill, knowing how to make the most of our time and how to run a good camp. Newt's boss, Joe, puts on legendary wall tent camps. If somebody's got a story about hunting camp, the time we camped out or whatever and this crazy thing happened, it was probably a Joe Arterburn camp. Joe is excellent at hospitality, and he has shown Newt the ropes, and now Newt knows how to put on an awesome camp. So it's cool to be able to do that on our own and on our own time and our own schedules when we have a hunt planned.
Okay. Here's my fancy dancy hammer. $5.99 special, baby.
8-ounce bulking hammer.
Hey, lightweight for the backcountry.
Did you wake up early?
Yeah, I'm still on Central Time. So I woke up and was like, where is everybody?
What are you doing?
And it took me an unreasonably long time to figure out what had happened.
We're blessed to work in an industry where we get a lot of opportunities to spend time outdoors, to go hunting, to meet new folks. But it gets a little busy to fit time in the schedule to just hunt with old friends and old pals, which is what everybody really tries to do. So we make it a point to, despite our busy schedules and our different roles and responsibilities in the industry and in life itself. Once children started entering their picture and stuff like that, it got a little more difficult to carve out time. But we really make it a point to the three of us and whoever else we can to get to join to try to find something to do together, whether it's an antelope hunt or a quick pheasant hunt. And something that's kind of low pressure and we're able to actually relax and enjoy each other's company and not have to go spend a lot of money with an outfitter.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. And by Browning, the best there is. Fiocchi, your upland ammo for every pursuit. Onyx, know where you stand. Lucky Duck, loyalty goes both ways.
In the far reaches of western Nebraska, you'll find upland habitat stretching to the horizon. This is big country, and both hunter and dog can expect to put in a lot of miles. By now, the season is well underway, but warmer temperatures force an early start to keep the dogs out of the unseasonable heat.
Hatchet. Over. Go ahead.
It's great camping weather, but it's actually not the greatest hunting weather because it's really hot. And it's in, it's the early season, November. It should be a little bit cooler than this. And so, half the reason I love bird hunting is you don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to go, But we tried to get out early because of the heat. The first day we were here, it got up into the 70s. And so we were trying to be out in the field by about 8 a.m. every day to beat the heat and help with the sitting conditions, hoping that maybe it had froze a little bit overnight. We got a little bit of dew on the ground. But honestly, by 9:30, 10 a.m., it was dry and hot and made the sitting really hard, but these dogs performed really well for how hot and dry it was. And by about noon every day we had to quit because it was in the 60s, high 60s, and they had just worn themselves out in this thick cover. But Nebraska does a good job of making sure that they keep some CRP and some beautiful thick cover and for these birds to live and roost. And so overall, with how dry it was and how hot it was, I would say we had a pretty epic hunt.
Good job, Jones. Good boy. Good boy, Jones. Good boy, Jones. He pointed him. Did you see that?
You sound surprised.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of rooster experience.
Well, he did great last year.
Yeah. Good job, Jones. But you could tell they were running because he was hard point. And then he started moving, and he was like, well, they were here. Good job, bud.
Natalie and I try to hunt together a few times a year, and actually about this time last year we were at the Dawkins in South Dakota hunting pheasants together, and Hatchet was probably only a year and a half, 2 years old, and Jones was just a little bit older than that, and so they were still they're still coming of age. They're still figuring out how to hunt. And so I remember we had a really special moment last year where we ran Hatchet and Jones together, and Jones pointed and Hatchet come in, and then Jones, of course the rooster's running, and Jones would redirect himself, point, and Hatchet come in. And we finally got that bird up, and I was able to bring it to bag. And now coming full circle this year, we got 2 really mature bird dogs working together again in the field, and that's just something really special to see. And I personally love that because me and Natalie are best friends. I think those 2 dogs are best friends.
Bring out the old man.
You can't beat hunting with a local to the area. They know all the hidden corners and cover where you'll find roosters. And Newt is about as local as it gets.
He's probably still there.
So I grew up in western Nebraska, just pretty great pheasant country. Numbers have been low lately, but it was a really good opportunity to do one of those hunts where we can get Kali and Natalie and myself together and spend some time as friends just hunting and relaxing. And so we've done it a couple times now. The first time we tried, there was Nebraska winds. There were sustained 40-mile-an-hour winds the whole weekend, which made the hunting interesting, and it made the camping even more interesting. So we've just been trying to keep that as a tradition, and it's hopefully something that we'll continue to do to get Natalie and Kali to Nebraska and keep trying to find these roosters.
Hunt him up.
I love pheasant hunting for a variety of reasons. But probably my favorite is the chance to put my old lab Lincoln in the field. He's slowed down, but he has always been a heck of a pheasant dog. When you need a tank to bust through the thick stuff, it's hard to beat an old Labrador Retriever.
So what's special about Nebraska, especially western Nebraska, there's a lot of roosters around here. And they've got a lot of CRP land, some public stuff, and then of course we have access to some private because Newt is from here and his family owns a lot of farmland and he's got a lot of friends, right? So we're hunting a little bit of both. And you know, first day we didn't get into too many birds, but it was a good warm-up for us, flushed some. It was a good warm-up because Jones had a beautiful point over by Newt and the birds were holding super tight and the roosters busted from the cover and scared him. And you know, we were all joking with him about whiffing on those birds, but giving him encouragement as well.
Good boy, Jones!
But when we went to Newt's family farm where he traditionally hunts deer and he leaves it, he doesn't bird hunt it very much, he saves it for us, which we're very appreciative of. Big swatch of land where he's got great cover for roosters. It's surrounded by corn and the great CRP grasslands, and so it's actually really big. We had to bring out the full dog power on that swatch. We had to bring out, I traditionally would not run Lincoln and Jones together just because, one, I'm trying to save one dog for the next type of hunt. But I knew we needed all the dog power we could get, and I was so thankful that I did bring them out because it truly helped bust up a bunch of birds.
Kali, get over here so somebody that can shoot is over here.
I'll see if Jones maybe can point him on the edge.
That's where they seem to be. I think you're right. I think the dogs are getting them to the edge, and then that's when they're taking off, is when they run out of cover.
Okay. No promises from this end.
It was so thick, Jones was having a hard time really scenting it, but it was good. He was courting really well, he was doing really well. And Lincoln, you know, this is his bread and butter. He loves busting through that brush. And so, you know, when your bird dog's on a bird, and I'm like, get ready, and 2 hens busted.
Hen! Good job, Link. Good boy.
And I'm like, well, if there's 2 hens here, there's gonna be a rooster here somewhere. And we probably didn't walk 5 more steps before a rooster got up and busted from the brush. Luckily, Jones, even though he's a setter, he loves retrieving. And thank God he was there because that little 3-year-old white lightning ran down the bird in the cover and that wounded bird, and he got on him and chased him all around. He came back with him in his mouth. He didn't have his tail feathers because he had grabbed him by the tail feathers and the bird had got away. And I was so thankful for Jones because he was able to bring me that bird to hand.
Get him, Jones. Right here. Good. Woo! Where'd your tail go, little bud? Good job. Good job, bud. Good job.
We're on the board.
Probably wasn't 50 yards more. We were walking and again, had a nice flush by Lincoln, and a rooster got up right on the edge of the corn in this beautiful CRP, and I was lucky to swing on him, and I saw him go down, and I saw him, he curled and he hit the corn, and I start sprinting, because you know how it is with roosters, they're gonna start running, and luckily again, Jones marked that bird, and so he got to the bird before I did, but the bird started running a little bit, and I could see him. I could see just it looked like a, you know, ocean wave in there, Jones following that bird through the cover, and he was wounded. I'd winged him, and so luckily for me, I had a little white lightning there to chase down that bird again, and it was just awesome.
Good job, boys. Good job, boys. Good job, Jones. Oh.
My 3rd bird of the day, which is very rare that I ever hit a limit, so I was pretty pumped about that. Actually, the hatchet had made a beautiful flush on this rooster, and he flew flew above me, and I let him by a little bit, and I must have just got a BB in him because I watched him sail for a while, and then I watched him just fall. Rooster! And Hatchet is great at marking birds, and he just takes off after this bird. And so I marked him in my mind, and so Hatchet and Jones are running after him. And of course, I start sprinting because, you know, you got to get up to those birds. I hate losing birds. I don't ever want to lose a bird. So I start sprinting up this hill, and I'm looking all around, and Hatchet's working in front of me, Jones is working in front of me, and I'm kind of following Hatchet because he seemed like he was on a trail. And the next thing I know is I look over, and Jones has got this bird in his mouth.
Good job, Jones! Thank you, Hatch. Thank you, Jones. Thank you. Hey, Hatch. What'd you say? What was up? What kind of retriever you got, Kelly?
That was really cool to have, you know, all the dogs working together, teamwork, and to bring that third bird to bag for the day and just make it an epic, epic day of beautiful dog work.
Wild Upland is brought to you by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs.
We had a long day yesterday, and Kali shot 3. She shot her limit. So she's kind of just walking with us, working her dogs, Jones and Lincoln, and I've got Hatchet, and we're trying to work the pivot. We just had a short amount of time, maybe about an hour before sunset, and we just wanted to hit one chunk of public. And it was really fun to see how Jones was working ahead. You know, he would point, and Hatchet would kind of come in and pick up scent and trail. And, you know, more often than not, right, like there was a bird there, wasn't there anymore, but they're doing their jobs, and it's cool to just see that and be ready for it.
On point. He's on point.
Jones was really close on point. It's perfect, and Hatchet gets in there, he starts working, and he gets a rooster up. There it goes again.
Get a match! Good dog! Good boy!
That coming all together, working with Jones, everybody being there, Hatchet making an awesome retrieve, and also putting the rooster up in the first place. Me doing my job to get him a bird, because he put up way more roosters and hens, you know, he put up way more pheasants than I was able to shoot for him this week. So it was really nice to be able to do that as a team, right at the end of the day.
Good dog!
Good boy. Out. Good boy. Good dog. Okay.
That's awesome.
Oh, I've been there. Just because, trust me,
You know, one of my favorite things about pheasant hunting is it's a social aspect to it. There's some camaraderie to it. To be able to sit there and just like, while you're cooking the meal, interact with each other, joke with each other, laugh with each other, football games going on, kind of giving each other some crap about if somebody missed a shot, or trying to pick somebody up and get their ego back in place or their confidence back in place after they miss a shot. Just that, the social aspect of pheasant hunting is really hard to beat and something I really enjoy.
I look forward to this hunt every year. Natalie, Newt, and I have a text chain. You know, we see each other when we can, and we hunt with each other when we can. And I would truly consider us all best friends. And we try to plan this every year, working around our schedules. We always have to work around the deer schedule. That's why we try to go right around the rifle opener. And you know, we started together in this industry 10 years ago, and we're here together now, and that's something that is truly special to me. And we're coming full circle and bringing our mentors into our wall tent camp, bringing our bird dogs that we've raised and trained, and it's something that I couldn't change and I wouldn't change for the world. And it didn't matter if we saw one rooster this entire time, if we shot no roosters, or if we, you know, were coming back and you know, maybe just bringing one rooster to bag. It doesn't matter. This hunt is everything to me. It's special to me, and there's nothing like having a great day of field and coming back to this social tent and frying up steaks and sitting around and just talking and laughing and cheersing to a great day. So to my best friends, I'm so thankful for them, and I'm thankful that we're able to do this every year.
Step-by-step process.